A bleeding stranger crashes through your ceiling at 3 in the morning. You don't call the police. You don't run. You grab your first aid kit and save her life. But what if that stranger wasn't human at all? What if she was the galaxy's most dangerous weapon in disguise? This actually happened to Marcus Chen, a medic living alone on the edge of colonized space. He thought he was helping an injured traveler. He had no idea he'd just saved the one being every military force in the galaxy was hunting. A warrior so powerful that entire fleets turned around at the mention of her name. But the truth behind this will shock you. Because this wasn't just about one random act of kindness. Marcus unknowingly triggered a chain of events that would expose the galaxy's biggest conspiracy. He discovered why dragon warriors were hunted to extinction, and he uncovered the real reason why humans were never supposed to leave Earth in the first place. Here's what's coming. First, you'll learn the shocking truth about dragon warriors and why they're not actually from any planet we know. Second, I'll reveal the hidden weakness that makes them unstoppable in battle but vulnerable to one simple thing Marcus had in his apartment. And third, the final twist will show you why this encounter was never an accident and what it means for humanity's future among the stars. This story has everything: ancient powers awakening, forbidden technology that was banned for good reason, and one ordinary human who became the most wanted man in the galaxy just by doing the right thing. Let me show you exactly how this happened. Marcus Chen wasn't special. He worked as a civilian medic on Station Kepler 442, a tiny outpost 3 weeks from Earth. Most days he treated miners with broken bones or traders with space sickness. Boring work, safe work, exactly what he wanted after leaving military service. The station sat on the edge of human territory. Beyond it was the frontier, unexplored space where most ships disappeared without a trace. The galactic government told everyone it was dangerous because of asteroids and radiation storms. They lied. The real danger was something else entirely. Dragon warriors were supposed to be extinct. The history books said they died out 5,000 years ago. Ancient beings who could survive in the vacuum of space, who could regenerate from almost any wound, who possessed strength that made them living weapons. Every child in the galaxy learned the story. Dragon warriors had nearly destroyed civilization in the Great Purge. The united species of the galaxy barely defeated them. After the war, a treaty was signed. Dragon warriors would be hunted down. No exceptions, no mercy. But here's the first surprise. That entire story was propaganda. Dragon warriors never attacked anyone. They were hunted because they possessed something the galactic government wanted to keep hidden. A secret buried so deep that most officials didn't even know the real reason for the extermination order. Second surprise. A handful of dragon warriors survived. They lived in the frontier, hiding among the asteroids and dead planets. The government knew this. They had special hunter squads whose only job was tracking down survivors. These squads didn't arrest dragon warriors, they vaporized them on sight. Third surprise. Dragon warriors weren't warriors at all. That was just the name humans gave them because they looked reptilian and seemed aggressive. Their real name translates to memory keepers. They were living archives of galactic history. It's the true history. The one that powerful people wanted erased. And that's what crashed through Marcus's ceiling that night. Now here's where things get really interesting. Marcus heard the explosion first. Then his ceiling collapsed. Metal and insulation rained down on his kitchen. When the dust cleared, there was a body lying in the wreckage. She wasn't human. That was obvious immediately. Silver scales covered her arms and neck. Her hair moved like it was alive, shifting between black and deep purple. Blood leaked from a massive wound in her side. Her eyes opened. They were gold, pure metallic gold. Most people would have run. Marcus grabbed his medical kit. Here's what makes dragon warriors so incredible. Their bodies operate on completely different biology than anything else in the galaxy. Human cells divide and age. Dragon warriors' cells regenerate infinitely. Cut off an arm. It grows back in 3 days. Shot through the heart. The tissue rebuilds itself in hours. This makes them nearly impossible to kill. Military reports from the Great Purge showed that standard weapons were useless. Energy blasts. Their scales absorbed the heat. Kinetic rounds. The bullets pushed through but the wounds closed behind them. Poison. Their blood broke it down instantly. But Marcus discovered their weakness by accident. He started treating her wound like he would any patient. He cleaned it with antiseptic, applied pressure to stop the bleeding, prepared synthetic bandages, basic first aid. That's when something strange happened. Her regeneration stopped working. The wound stayed open. Her breathing became labored. Her scales lost their shimmer. She was dying, and it made no sense. The injury wasn't fatal by Dragon Warrior standards. Something else was wrong. Marcus realized it 30 minutes later. The antiseptic. It contained silver nanoparticles, a common antibacterial agent in human medicine, completely harmless to humans, instantly toxic to Dragon Warriors. This is the secret that hunter squads use. Silver interrupts the quantum bonding in Dragon Warrior cells. It's the only substance in the galaxy that does this. Their regeneration shuts down. Their strength fades. A being who could survive a ship explosion becomes as fragile as paper. And here's the kicker. Dragon Warriors evolved on a planet with no silver in its crust. They never developed resistance because they never encountered it naturally. When humans started spreading across the galaxy with their silver-based medical technology, it became the perfect accidental weapon. Marcus figured this out fast. He stopped using the antiseptic, switched to non-metal alternatives he normally used for alien patients with sensitivities. Within 10 minutes, her breathing stabilized. Within an hour the wound began closing. She grabbed his wrist before he could move away. Her grip was weak but her eyes were sharp. "You know what I am," she whispered. Not a question. Marcus nodded. Everyone knew what Dragon Warriors looked like. The government made sure of that. Public awareness campaign. Wanted posters at every space station. Report sightings immediately. Do not approach. Do not assist. Helping one was a capital crime. The punishment was execution for treason. No trial. No appeal. The law was clear. Marcus helped her anyway. Why? He'd later tell investigators he didn't really think about it. She was dying in front of him. He was a medic. The decision felt automatic. But there was something else too. Something he felt the moment their eyes met. She was terrified. Not of him. Of what was coming for her. Hunter squads don't just kill Dragon Warriors. They erase everything. Anyone who made contact. Anyone who might have learned something they shouldn't know. Marcus had already crossed the line just by seeing her. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. Her name was Kael'thra. It took 3 days before she could speak clearly. Marcus kept her hidden in his storage unit, the only space without security cameras. He brought medical supplies during his breaks, told his supervisor he was organizing inventory. Kael'thra told him the real history, the truth the government buried. Dragon Warriors weren't from this galaxy at all. They came from somewhere else, a place they called the First Realm, existing in a different dimension of reality. They weren't warriors or conquerors. They were refugees. Something terrible happened in the First Realm 5,000 years ago. An extinction-level event that Kael'thra described as reality eating itself. Most of her people died. A few thousand escaped through dimensional rifts into our galaxy. They had no weapons, no armies. They just wanted to survive. The young galactic government panicked. These beings didn't fit into their understanding of biology. They couldn't control them, so they did what governments do when they're scared. They created an enemy. Propaganda campaigns painted Dragon Warriors as invaders. False flag attacks were blamed on them. The public demanded action. The Great Purge wasn't a war, it was genocide. But here's the twist. The government wasn't just scared of Dragon Warriors themselves. They were terrified of what Dragon Warriors remembered. See, Dragon Warriors have perfect genetic memory. Every Dragon Warrior is born with complete memories of their ancestors. Every experience, every conversation, every secret. Going back thousands of generations, Kael'thra knew things about the galaxy's formation that contradicted official scientific records. She knew about ancient civilizations that supposedly never existed. She knew about technology that was hidden away in government vaults. Most importantly, she knew the truth about Earth. Humans weren't native to Earth. They were transplanted there 12,000 years ago. By whom? A precursor civilization that the current government claimed was just a myth. Why Earth? Because it was quarantined. A prison planet on the edge of the galaxy, isolated and forgotten. When humans achieved faster-than-light travel 400 years ago, it was supposed to be impossible. The quarantine should have held. Something must have failed. The government's first reaction wasn't to welcome humans into the galactic community. It was panic. Because humans were supposed to stay on Earth for a reason. Kael'thra explained it to Marcus during their 4th night together. Humans possess latent abilities that are dormant on Earth but activate in different gravitational and radiation environments. Most humans never notice because the changes are subtle. Enhanced healing, improved reflexes, stronger intuition. But some humans, when exposed to specific conditions, develop abilities that rival dragon warriors. The government discovered this early. They've been suppressing the information for centuries. Special research facilities study these enhanced humans in secret. Most test subjects disappear. Marcus felt sick. Why tell me this? Because you're one of them, Kael'thra said. I can sense it. Your cellular structure has already started changing. You've been on this station for 3 years. The local star emits rare wavelength radiation. It's activating your dormant genes. Marcus laughed. He felt normal. Nothing special. Kael'thra held up her hand. How long did it take you to realize silver was poisoning me? 30 minutes. A normal medic would never have figured it out. Your intuition is already beyond human standard. You just haven't noticed. That's when the alarms started blaring. Red lights flooded Marcus's apartment. An automated voice announced, "Hunter Squad inbound. All civilians evacuate immediately." Repeat, "Hunter Squad inbound." They'd found her. Somehow, despite all precautions, the government knew exactly where Kael'thra was hiding. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. Marcus and Kael'thra had 7 minutes before the Hunter Squad breached the station. She was strong enough to move but not to fight. Marcus had no combat training. They were trapped. There's something you need to know, Kael'thra said. She pulled a small crystal from a hidden pocket in her suit. It glowed with inner light. This is why they're really hunting me. Not because I'm Dragon Warrior. Because I carry this. The crystal was a memory core. The last complete archive of Dragon Warrior history. Every other core had been destroyed during the purge. This was the only proof left that Dragon Warriors were memory keepers, not monsters. But it contained something else, something more dangerous. Coordinates. 12 sets of spatial coordinates leading to hidden caches throughout the galaxy. Each cache contained technology from the precursor civilization, the same civilization that put humans on Earth. Technology so advanced that it made current galactic military might look like Stone Age weapons. The government knew these caches existed. They'd been searching for them for 5,000 years. Dragon warriors were the only beings who knew the exact locations. That's the real reason for the extermination. Not fear, greed. Whoever controlled that technology controlled the galaxy. Completely, permanently. The government thinks I'm the last dragon warrior alive, Kael'thra continued. I'm not. There are 16 others, but I'm the only one who memorized all 12 coordinates. The others each know pieces. We split the information for safety. She pressed the crystal into Marcus's hand. The moment they kill me, this activates. It will upload directly into your neural pathways. You'll have all my you'll know where the caches are. Marcus tried to give it back. I can't. I'm nobody. I can't protect something this important. You're more than you know. Kael'thra gripped his shoulders. Her strength was returning fast. I didn't crash here by accident, Marcus. I've been watching you for 6 months. I chose you. That revelation hit harder than the explosion. What? Dragon warriors can sense potential in other beings.
You have something rare in humans, absolute moral clarity. You do the right thing even when it costs you everything. That's why I crashed through your ceiling specifically. That's why I let myself be wounded by silver weapons. I needed to test if you would help me despite the danger. Marcus felt his reality fracturing. Everything was planned. His choice to save her wasn't random. She'd orchestrated the entire scenario. Why this elaborate test? Because the caches have security protocols. They only open for beings who pass certain ethical criteria. Most people in the galaxy fail. Their desires for power override their judgment. But you saved the galaxy's most wanted fugitive knowing you'd be executed. That kind of selflessness is rare. The doors exploded inward. Hunter Squad soldiers poured in, weapons raised. Their armor was black and absorbed light. Their movements were perfectly synchronized.
These weren't regular military.
These were specialists trained specifically to kill dragon warriors. Kael'thra moved faster than Marcus's eyes could track. 1 second she was beside him. The next she was among the soldiers. Her scales hardened to diamond-level density. Her hands became bladed weapons. She fought like poetry written in violence. She killed 4 soldiers in as many seconds. But there were 12 more behind them, and these carried silver-tipped rounds. The gunfire lit up the room. Marcus hit the floor. When he looked up, Kael'thra was falling. Silver bullets had torn through her chest, through her throat, through her head. She collapsed 3 feet from Marcus, dead before she hit the ground. So what does all this mean for us today? The memory core activated exactly as Kael'thra promised. Marcus felt information flooding his brain. Thousands of years of memories compressed into seconds. He saw the First Realm. He saw the Dragon Warrior civilization at its peak. He saw the escape through dimensional rifts. He saw the genocide. And he saw the coordinates. 12 locations burned into his mind with perfect clarity. But something else happened too. The memory transfer triggered something in Marcus's dormant genetics. His cells began rapidly evolving. His perception expanded. He could see energy fields around the soldiers, could predict their movements before they made them, could feel the station's power grid like a sixth sense. Kael'thra was right. He wasn't normal anymore. The Hunter Squad commander stepped through the smoke. Her helmet retracted, showing a scarred face. Marcus Chen, you are under arrest for treason against the Galactic Union. Surrender peacefully, and your death will be quick. Marcus stood. He felt different. Stronger, more aware. What if I don't surrender? The commander smiled. Then we get to test our theory. You're exhibiting signs of capability emergence. That makes you a Category 3 threat. We have authorization to neutralize you. There it was. Confirmation that the government knew about enhanced humans. That they'd been tracking him specifically. That saving Kael'thra was never really his choice. He'd been herded into this position deliberately. You wanted her to give me the coordinates, Marcus said. The understanding came with the flood of memories. You couldn't extract them from dragon warriors. Their biology prevents forced extraction, so you needed her to transfer them willingly. The commander's smile widened. Smart boy. Dragon warriors can only pass their core memories to beings they trust absolutely. We've tried for 5,000 years to fake that trust. Failed every time. But you genuinely earned it. So this was all a trap. You leaked her location to me. Set up the scenario. Not quite. We leaked her location to this sector. We didn't know she'd specifically choose you. That was her decision. But we had 43 candidates on this station. You just happened to be the one she picked. Marcus felt rage building. Kael'thra died for nothing. She thought she was protecting the coordinates. Instead she delivered them directly to the government. But then he felt something else. A message embedded in the memory transfer. Kael'thra's final thoughts, planted where only he could access them. They think they've won. Let them. The coordinates in your surface memory are fake. The real ones are buried deeper. They'll need to dissect your brain to find them. You have 48 hours before they realize the surface coordinates lead to empty space. Use that time. Find my people, the 16 survivors. They'll help you. Marcus almost laughed. She'd outsmarted them even in death. I'll come peacefully. he said. The commander looked suspicious. Just like that. I'm a medic, not a soldier. What else am I going to do? They put him in restraints, walked him through the station. Other residents watched through windows, faces pale with fear. By tomorrow everyone would know what Marcus had done. He'd become the most hated person on the station. The transport ship was cold and military stark. They locked him in a detention cell. The commander visited once to confirm the memory transfer worked. Give me the first coordinate, she demanded. Marcus recited it perfectly. Sector 447B. Coordinates 23.6 by 71.2 by 104.8. He watched her record it triumphantly. She had no idea those numbers meant nothing. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. Marcus spent 31 hours in that cell before everything changed. The government sent their fastest ship to the first coordinate. It took 6 hours to reach. They found nothing. Empty space. Not even asteroids. Just void. They checked the second coordinate. Nothing. By the third coordinate, they realized they'd been tricked. The commander returned to Marcus's cell. She wasn't smiling anymore. Where are they really? Marcus stayed silent. He'd been meditating, exploring the deeper layers of memory that Kael'thra had planted. He found the real coordinates, found something else too. Instructions. The Dragon Warrior survivors weren't hiding randomly. They were protecting something. One specific cache. The most important one. The cache that contained the key to unlocking all the others. And they were coming for him. The attack happened at hour 32. The transport ship shuddered. Alarms screamed. Through his cell window, Marcus saw ships appearing from nowhere. 15 ships, each one piloted by a dragon warrior. They'd been waiting for this moment, for the government to reveal their hand by capturing a human with the memories. Now they knew which facility held Marcus. Now they could act. The rescue took 11 minutes. The dragon warriors moved through the ship like natural disasters. Unstoppable. Precise. They avoided killing when possible, but showed no mercy to the hunter squad. Kael'thra's sister pulled Marcus from his cell. She looked almost identical, but her scales were darker. Her eyes showed deep grief. My sister chose well, she said. You really did save her that night. You gave her 3 extra weeks of life. That's more than most dragon warriors get. They escaped to a hidden base in the frontier, deep in an asteroid field where government sensors couldn't penetrate. There Marcus met the other survivors, 16 dragon warriors who represented the last of their entire civilization. They told him the truth. He wasn't just a carrier for coordinates. He was something more. The memory transfer had changed him permanently. He was becoming something new, something that hadn't existed before. A hybrid, part human, part dragon warrior, possessing strengths of both species. And he was the key to ending the government's tyranny for. If this opened your eyes to what's really happening in the galaxy, you need to hear what comes next. Let's recap what we've learned. First, dragon warriors were never the monsters the government claimed. They were refugees and memory keepers who knew too much about galactic history. Second, humans have dormant abilities that activate under specific conditions, and the government has been suppressing this knowledge for centuries. Third, there's ancient precursor technology hidden in 12 cache locations throughout the galaxy, powerful enough to overthrow the current galactic order. And fourth, Marcus Chen became the first human dragon warrior hybrid, a being with the potential to access all 12 caches and change the balance of power forever. But the story doesn't end there. This is actually where it gets really interesting. Marcus isn't the only human who's been transforming. There are thousands of enhanced humans across the galaxy, living normal lives, completely unaware of what they're becoming. The government has been quietly monitoring them. Some are recruited into secret programs, others disappear without a trace. The Dragon Warrior survivors have a plan. They want to find these enhanced humans before the government does. They want to create an alliance, human potential combined with Dragon Warrior knowledge. Together they could expose the conspiracy, recover the cache technology, end the authoritarian control that's ruled the galaxy for 5 millennia. But time is running short. The government knows the fake coordinates were a trick. They're hunting Marcus and the remaining dragon warriors with everything they have. More hunter squads are being deployed. Entire sectors are being locked down. A second purge is beginning. The question is whether Marcus can master his new abilities fast enough, whether the dragon warriors can hold out long enough, whether enhanced humans across the galaxy will believe the truth when they hear it. This story is still developing in real time. The implications are massive. If you're watching this, you're part of the audience that needs to know what's really happening, not the sanitized version the government feeds through official channels. The raw truth. If you found this story fascinating, hit that subscribe button right now, because I'm going to be following every development as it unfolds. This is just the beginning of humanity's real entry into the galactic stage. Like this video if you think the government's been lying to us about who we really are, and drop a comment telling me this. If you discovered you had dormant enhanced abilities, what would you do? Would you hide from the government, or join the resistance? There's a follow-up video you need to watch next. It covers the 12 cache locations in detail, and explains what technology each one contains. The link is right there on your screen. Trust me, what's hidden in Cache 7 will blow your mind. This is just the start. More revelations are coming. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember, sometimes the people hunting the monsters are the real monsters themselves. I'll see you in the next one.